Assalamu alaikum. I am Shujat Ali from Medico's Lectures by Shujat, and today we have a very interesting topic from the name Osteology and Anatomy of Radius Bone. So we are going to discuss it in complete detail. Talking about that, what actually a radius is. A radius is basically comes from the Latin word redi, which means to speak or to say. It's basically a bone that is present on the medial side of our body, having similarity with that of tibia. It is just homologous to that. The tibia is present in our lower limb. Talking about that, what part it has three parts: upper end, a shaft, and a lower end. Talking about that, how we can determine that this presented radius is our right radius or this is our left radius. So we have two main key points for determination of that. One is radial tuberosity and the other one is styloid process. So if the radial tuberosity is medial and styloid process is posterior and lateral, posterolateral, so that radius is our right radius. But for left radius, I have left radius right now. We have a radial tuberosity lateral side and styloid process is posterior-medial. So we can say that this radius is our left radius. Now, talking about in complete detail of upper process or upper part of radius. This presented disc-shaped area is our head, and on head we have articular fovea, and that is going to be articulate from proximal portion of head with capitulum of humerus, and the circumference of head is going to be articulate with radial notch of ulna. If my friend zoom, we can see that here is a circumference and it is going to be articulate with radius notch of ulna, and this narrow portion is our neck, and behind that narrow portion we have a radial tuberosity. Now talking about that, what borders and surfaces a radius bone possesses. So it possesses three borders as well as three surfaces. So talking about borders first, we have anterior border, medial border or interosseous border, and a posterior border. Talking about anterior border first, just from the anterior of radial tuberosity down toward the styloid process is our anterior border, divided into two halves, upper and a lower. Upper is basically oblique and is also known as interior oblique line, and the lower half is a crest shaped. And this sharpened border is medial border, also known as interosseous border, and interosseous membrane is connecting the ulna and the radius interosseous borders. We have nutrient foramen as well there. So the posterior border that we possess is just the mirror image of anterior border, simply. Talking about the surfaces that we possess in our radius bone, we have anterior surface that is present just between our anterior border and medial border. Then we have a posterior surface that is possessed between our posterior border and a medial border. Right there, I can show you. This is our posterior border, so it is present just between our posterior border and our medial border. Then we have lateral surface that is present between our lateral border, our posterior and anterior border. Now discussing the lower portion, the lower part of radius, we have two main points in it: a styloid process right there and carpal articular surface, by which it articulates with bone of our hands. So styloid process is basically from Greek style, which means pointed instrument, because of its point shape, and it is pointed at the medial and lateral, posterior medial and posterior lateral surface of radius. And carpal articular surface is going to articulate with scaphoid and lunate bone. Here we have scaphoid bone and here we have lunate bone. Via scaphoid bone it articulates laterally, and via lunate bone it articulates medially. Now talking about that, which muscles are originate and insert from the radius bone. So first muscle is bicep brachial muscle, that is going to be articulate from the posterior aspect of radial tuberosity. It originates from that. Then we have supinator muscle. A supinator muscle is going to be originate from the superior part of lateral surface. And pronator teres muscle is originate from the medial part of lateral surface. Then we have extensor palmaris longus and and extensor digitorum superficialis conjunctivally. Extensor palmaris longus is going to be originate from the anterior oblique line, and extensor digitorum superficialis is going to be originate from anterior surface, its upper part. Now talking about that, which are the clinical correlates we have in radius bone. So when we fall from some height, some above distance, we fall on our hand and we put pressure on our radius. We have two types of clinical correlates. One is Colles fracture and the other one is Smith's fracture. So in case of Colles fracture, our distinct fragment in radius is going to be hit, that is going to be affected. Distal fragment is affected laterally and backward. But in case of Smith's fracture, distal fragment is affected anteriorly, from anterior side. So these are the basic clinical correlates. Hope you all will understand this lecture on radius, and don't forget to subscribe to Medicos Lectures by Shilal. Thank you so much.